So tell us about your legislative district.
The 25th district is mostly urban and a little bit of pockets of rural. It is Puyallup, Fife, South Hill, Summit, Midland, Parkland. And it's really just in the heart of Pierce County, and it's a great place to live and work. We are home to the Puyallup Fair, which is the largest gathering of individuals at an annual event anywhere in the state. It's the largest, and it's one of the top 10 fairs in the whole country. So that's a big thing we're proud of here in the 25th. We have a lot of educational facilities. We have always had traditionally an emphasis on education in the 25th. People are very concerned about that. A lot of us for our jobs commute from the 25th to Seattle or the East Side, and that's something I'd like to work on. I'd like more jobs down here, although we do have some pretty robust businesses and industries. The Port of Tacoma, although it's not in the 25th, is west of us, and a lot of people that work for the Port of Tacoma do choose to live in the 25th because it's a great place to live.
What are your legislative priorities?
The 25th district has always been pretty firm about taxes. They tend to vote down those advisory votes on taxes. They want accountable government. They want us to fund our priorities without raising taxes unduly. So big priorities, again, are education. A big priority in the 25th has traditionally been homelessness mitigation, behavioral health, drug addiction, all those issues. But people want accountability from government. They want wise use of taxpayer resources, but they want, compassion. So that's a good combo. One of the biggest priority this session is mitigating the COVID-19 effects of the COVID-19 response. We have already passed unemployment rate relief for businesses. We've passed, some good things with small business grants and helping people get a little more unemployment and, getting people back on their feet. We need to keep working on, getting students back to school safely. Our kids need to be back in school. It's harmful for them to be out. We need to get back to work safely. So all those things we need to work on.
What has surprised you the most about being a state representative?
The ambiguity of it is what has surprised me the most. I'm a pretty black and white person, and I have experience working on the Puyallup City Council. And on the Puyallup Council, we'll just hash things out almost too much until we're all pretty comfortable with what we're passing. And when I meet with people in Puyallup, we'll take a half hour or an hour and we'll have coffee. And here, when I'm asked to make a decision, it's yes or no, and then we're on to the next thing. And when I'm meeting with people, it's, a 15-minute meeting and we move on. So what I mean about the ambiguity of it is sometimes there's bills that have great things in them and I'm dying to vote for them, but there's maybe a stinker in the bill and I have to weigh, like, I'm only going to get one shot at this. Can I vote for this and live with, what might be not as great of an idea in the bill as well. So this job is less black and white than I expected, and that's fine. That's the job, and I'm trying to do a good job for the constituents of the 25th.
And what is your take on the remote legislative session?
Here I am at my kitchen table, and I have been not stuck here, but I've been working here. Some of my days have been even 12 to 14 hours on Zoom. And that's just not fun, and it gives you a neck ache. I like to collaborate with people, so I would far prefer that we are working together in person in Olympia. And I feel like there are some transparency issues with, nobody being down at the Capitol. Maybe we'll be able to take some lessons from our remote hearings and things and take the good things from what we did during this time and incorporate them into the routine that I assume I'll get to know when we're all in person. But basically, I would rather be in Olympia, but I'm gonna, again, make the best of things and do the best for the 25th district that I can.
And what is the best way for people to contact you and be involved in the legislative process?
Right now, the best way is to email. I may say a whole nother thing next year when we're all in person, but right now the best way is to email. And I know when I get one email, when someone who's cared enough to email, I'm assuming a few hundred other people think those same things. So, you know, that's great. Email. You can go to ledge.wa.gov and you can see, if you look on the left, you can see all the committees. You can look up who's on what committee. You can really geek out on the bills and find out their status. The legislative hotline is listed there. That's 1-800-562-6000. You can call that, and I've gotten those messages from constituents about various bills. So do keep in touch, and know that if you take the time to write that email or make that call, that you're one of very few people who are doing that, so your voice is magnified. So it's always a good thing. And then you can also find out where to testify on things, because you can still testify via Zoom. Sometimes they're just letting you have a minute, but you can submit written testimony and you can try to get in the Zoom queue and testify at the hearings. So those are ways to get a hold of us.